Mhm. It's mirrored.
That's because it's mirrored on Zoom.
Go back to where it's not mirrored.
It's mirrored on Zoom. I might have to.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure that the adjustment that I did.
Okay. TikTok. Ticket it time.
Sandy, and I'm going to manage. What gave you that idea?
Hmm. About what I could put in my background.
Hey,
Hey, gal. I
how you
actually,
doing?
I'm doing well. I remembered to co-broadcast today on YouTube
Oh, sweet.
and on TikTok. So I'm trying to get it together, trying to get my life together.
You are. I think that's pretty good. I'm still not really on TikTok, really.
I know, I know. You have to kind of decide what you're gonna do there before you get there.
Yeah, I can imagine that. I feel like I kind of have to compartmentalize my life so I can use stuff like that in a way that is actually going to be useful for me.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
it has to pick a time slot and what it's going to do.
Hmm. That part. Mm-hmm. We'll talk a little bit more about some of the things that I've done over there since I've been there for a year and a half.
Yo, yo, yiggity, yo.
Yay.
It's just us three.
Mhm. And we
Okay,
about to get started right now.
okay, okay,
So
okay.
go ahead and let our friends-in-law in that are waiting and we'll get started.
Word.
All right. Great day and welcome everyone to today's live. Today is Tuesday, the alleged 9th day of the month of June. And we're gathered here today on this Tuesday for our Newbie Tuesday. So, welcome in again, everybody. Whether you're joining us for the first time or if you're one of our day ones, we are excited to have you here and look forward to engaging in a sprightly conversation about the law from the perspective of someone who is new, which is why it's called Newbie Tuesday. So, for those who don't know, I'm your host, Malika, and I'll be facilitating today's session along with my co-hosts that you'll hear from, and you'll see them marked as co-host if you're here on the Zoom. Uh, we are co-broadcasting on TikTok and YouTube as well. I actually remembered, so I'm giving myself a pat on the back. Make sure we're touching all the bases. Hopefully soon we'll figure out what's going on with some of the other um social media platforms that we might be able to co-broadcast on. So I'm excited to see so many familiar faces as well as new names here in the chat. My co-hosts are going to try to keep track of where comments are coming in We might have to get somebody with eyes just on YouTube to see if we can catch any questions from there. And I want to remind everybody that the reason that we're here is because they're concepts that we consider to be newbie concepts, because only when someone is new to law education and they're in the I don't know where to start mindset, mind frame, they get caught in these rabbit holes that brain dirty them, I'll say, indoctrinate them into a dogma that has a stigma called sovereign citizen rhetoric.
Word.
It's a major problem. And one of the biggest problems that we're realizing is that most people don't realize when they're in that mindset, because that is some of the first things that we come across when we are starting to figure out where we begin with our education in the law. So you end up with things like people using the UCC for traffic tickets, using the Foreign Bill of Exchange Act for paying alleged debt. They start talking about putting your property into trusts when they're looking at foreclosure. Anybody know what I'm talking about? You start talking about a traffic ticket, they start talking about the UCC. Y'all know what I'm saying? Anybody familiar
Yep.
with that?
Yep.
They have a foreclosure coming up. People start talking about trusts, putting your property in a trust. When it comes to making a challenge to alleged debt, they start talking about endorsements with an E versus endorsements with an I. And we think that those concepts are advanced. Put a one in the chat if you know what I'm talking about. If you've ever thought those things, if they've ever fascinated you, captivated your attention, made you waste your time going down that rabbit hole. We think that we're not newbie. We think we're not a newbie because we can regurgitate those terms. Oh, traffic ticket, that's something with the UCC. Mortgages, well, just put your property in the trust and declare yourself as the beneficiary. And that ain't how it worked, obviously, right? When people start talking about the UCC for traffic tickets, and we start scratching our heads, and they start talking about all crimes are commercial, something about the Commerce Clause. When things come up about family court, and we hear stuff about the birth certificate. Anybody familiar? Any of my current newbies, former newbies? These are the things. We start talking about child support and divorce. People start talking about birth certificate authentication. And we think that this is a sophisticated conversation. And it's not. Most people can't explain how a traffic ticket is even related to the UCC. When they try to explain it, they start saying things that makes it obvious that they've not studied.
Well, you know,
Do I?
because every statement is they gotta throw in, well, you know, and
Definitely a lot of you know what I'm saying. You know, right? Am I right? No.
Are you?
That's right, True North. They start talking about status correction. Any legal woe you have, you're hearing about status correction. Is this still going on in the newbie space? Yeah. Oswald Bates. Don't never let us forget it. Gratitude, more to come. Always in here to blow the whistle and put the flag on the play.
Word.
So those are the newbie topics that people don't realize that they're still newbies when they're stuck in that space. And then they come onto the interwebs, onto social media, into comments, and they think that they're imparting wisdom. They think they're imparting wisdom on us. A lot of them think they're imparting wisdom on me when they try to tell me about the birth certificates and how I'm the one who doesn't understand it, and about trust and how I'm the one who doesn't understand. Could you imagine? Imagine being a judge in a court for 20, 30 years and you're seeing these arguments on a regular basis. How long do you think that those people are going to have patience with us newbies?
None. Zero.
You think none? Maybe in the beginning though, right?
If
Nah,
they've
maybe
seen
depends on
it,
how long they've been there, if they've seen it a
yeah,
lot.
if
That's
they've
why I
seen
said
the
10, 20, 30 years, because this mindset of status correction and the Bill of Exchange Act and the UCC is applicable to traffic tickets, and you need to correct your status and put your property in like those things have been around. Those are not new concepts, even though they're still what newbies encounter when they come to the internet and try to educate themselves. It's not new, but a lot of us, and we've seen it, people be putting that stuff in their into court cases as if they're about to blow somebody's mind.
yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Yeah, that anybody else agree? Imagine being a judge for 10, 15, 20, 25 years and you're seeing these arguments over and over. How long in those 10, 15, 20, 25 years is your patience? How long is it going to take your patience to be like, you know what? F all of these folks.
Mm-hmm.
How long is it going to take you?
Not long.
How long? A year? 2 years? 3 years? 4 years? How long? Y'all let me know. How long, even if you're a good judge, should you be expected to be patient when newbies come and bring the UCC for their traffic ticket? How long? Y'all let me know. Put the number in the chat. Whether you're here on YouTube, you're here on Zoom, you're here on TikTok, put the number in the chat. If you are a judge for 10, 15, 20, 25 years, 30 years, and you're seeing people attempting to put their children into trust as a way to do something to impact child support and child custody, how long would you put your patience in there?
I don't know.
I think it would
I
be
don't know
based
why.
on number of occurrences.
Mm-hmm.
By maybe
Okay,
like the fourth or fifth time, it's like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, that's enough now. So it depends on
Mm-hmm.
how fast that comes.
Yeah, I
let's
agree.
say it's one a year. Fifth time, you're only 5 years in. Imagine you're 10 years in. 15, 20. Y'all think it's just a little bit of people that be bringing nonsense to courts?
Oh, many,
Or
many.
or do y'all think that that's the majority, which is why most people lose, most new people lose?
Well, I think things have come to the surface so much now that it's all over. Anyone can just get the information and just run with it. They don't necessarily have comprehension. They don't, research. They don't study, and they just think that they can use this thing, and that's what's going to make it, like you say, blow the judge's mind some kind of way. And 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 I'm sure the judge, like yourself, would just be laughing. I mean, that's what I would see myself doing, just kind of like laughing. But I
What
also,
are you doing this 6 months in? Let's say 10% of the cases, or even 5%. We'll say a small percent. 10% of your cases are coming in with this rhetoric because 10% of your cases are pro se. And so it seems like 100% of your pro se cases are coming in like this. Okay. Are you going to take it 90 days? You know, are you going to make it a year still having all of your patients?
I don't think so. I mean,
Think about
I
Go
think
ahead.
it's laughable. I just see myself like laughing, like, you know, at some point, like, I would just,
Maybe in the beginning, right?
yeah,
Who would in the
yeah.
beginning? The first 12 months or let's say 10 cases, right? You're laughing. When
Mhm.
does the laughing wear off? Year 2? Year 3?
Somewhere up in there.
There are people that are out here. Let me know if you were one or you know somebody who was one. Taping silver doll hairs, coins onto paperwork and mailing it.
Oh, wow.
Anybody ever heard of that stuff? Anybody ever heard of that?
Wow.
Come on, let's see, guys.
No, I
Look,
never heard of
somebody's
that one.
You never heard of taping actual silver doll hairs
No.
onto paperwork? Look in the comments. Look in the
Like
comments, more to come.
that's their seal or something, like that's their like real raised coin seal.
I don't
Yeah,
know if it's their
I never
seal.
heard that. I never heard of that one.
Look in the get with our friends along the comments.
No, I haven't heard that one.
Actual coins. Somebody said that they did it. Look, Dawn said she's heard of it. Who you guys on YouTube, you let us know. Okay. When you hear they're triggers, you know, that we need to look for to know when to move on, abandon a conversation, abandon a live,
Mhm.
regardless of where it is. Block somebody, okay? Withdraw. We all need to recognize as newbies. That's the best thing I could do for newbies. You need to recognize when to turn away, walk away, run away.
Run for your life. That's right.
Okay. So I'll give you guys a perfect example because it's a typical newbie mistake. And again, if you guys have questions, get your hands up, ask your questions in the chat. Hopefully my moderators can make sure that we're keeping track of the questions. People will say or portray that the agents are acting criminally. Anybody ever heard of that? The government's acting criminally. The clerk is acting criminally. The judge is acting criminally. The attorneys are acting criminally. You guys heard of that? They're acting criminally. You guys have heard this accusation before, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But there's no private right of action under criminal statutes. Is everybody aware of that, my newbie folks? What year did you learn that there is no private right of action for any criminal behavior? Were you today years old? Last year years old? The year before years old?
I think I found that out about 3 years ago.
Right, with that class when we studied it together. Yeah.
There is no private right of action so why not turn away from people who are trying to tell you that everything that they do is criminal, and then telling us to use criminal statutes like Title 18, 241 and 242. Anybody heard that floating around the sovereign citizen circles? 18 United States Code 241 and 242, like we just learned alphabet.
Jesus Christ.
There's no private right of action under a lot of statutes, actually, especially the criminal ones. So why focus on what you can? The only thing you could do with criminal is report it. Y'all should write that down. Put that in the chat. Report it. And depending on who might be suspected of the criminal behavior. It will determine who you report it to. What level do you report it to? Do you report it to the district attorney? Do you report it to the state attorney general? Do you report it to the prosecuting attorney of the county? Do you report it to the attorney general of the United States? The only thing you could do with criminal stuff is report it. And I'm bringing that up because, again, we need to recognize when we should either ask a question, turn away, walk away, run away. Private people talking to us about prosecuting the agents under criminal statutes for their criminal behavior. And we make conclusory statements. What are conclusory statements? You guys need to get with Trading Brigade's class. You getting ready to report unauthorized practice of law? Let's see. Somebody made a comment I want to go over. Oh, never. Ty says never go full restarted. Oh. Last year, here, somebody learned that there's no private right of action. QTAM is for the agents. Guys, QTAM is for the agents. Unless, read the rules for QTAM. You give them at minimum 60 days to decide whether they're going to take it on or whether they're going to, bid you, luck or favor as if you pursue it yourself. But that's a process. That's not something that you just come right out and you yourself are just filing a QTAM case. A QTAM case. Does everybody get that? There are people still saying how they issued writs. Any of you guys came across that as newbies? People telling us that we could write writs. Where my newbie folks at? People, they did this and that. You just write a writ of whatever. You yourself write writs and then filing them. You know what I want to tell you guys? Everybody, if you want to know where to start reading court rules. Start reading rules of procedure. Start reading rules of evidence. And see how they play out in especially civil cases. Look at cases where, oh, you looking for discernment? Look for cases that were decided on faulty rules of procedure following, faulty rules of evidence, faulty use of the rules of court. And that's when you're going to start to see a pattern. Everybody's like, where to start? And unfortunately, we get started. And maybe some of, let me know if you made it past the newbie stage without getting caught down any of these rabbit holes.
I think I did. I saw it, but it didn't make any sense to me, and I just kind of saw it in passing, and because nobody could explain it well enough, I didn't even stop. I kept on going.
That was kind of me too. I was like, the birth certificate thing doesn't seem like that's where the basis of the problem is. That never sat with me. That status correction stuff never sat with me.
It didn't. Yeah, it didn't. Certain things theoretically seemed like, all right, you may have some points there, but it wasn't cohesive, and it didn't make sense to, if I do this, how all of a sudden is now, if I do A, now all of a sudden B is gonna exist. It didn't make sense. So I didn't fall for it, but I still studied, and I was inquisitive, curious about
You
it,
still
because
wasted a little time in it, is
a
what you're
little
saying.
bit, yeah, but I was like, oh nah, hell to the nah, I ain't doing that.
When people say things like, I'm not a United States citizen, what is that actually supposed to be doing? Like, what are you trying to say with that?
I think most people think that they're saying that they're not property of the corporation. I think that that's what most people
And
think that
and
they're
I- and
saying.
that's a good, interesting take. The fact that we see instruction from an agent or an agency as an an assertion of ownership
Mm-hmm.
of us.
Mm-hmm.
That in itself seems to be like a slave mentality.
It is,
Because
because
just someone, an agent or an agency making a suggestion or even making a rule, that doesn't necessarily say I own you.
mm-hmm.
But that's how a lot of us, especially as newbies, look at
Mm-hmm.
it. When I asked the question in the beginning of classes, what do our study mates think is actually happening in a transaction? A lot of people express it as, oh, they're treating us like slaves. They think they're our masters. They think they own us. And that's not necessarily the case either.
Mm-hmm.
For example, with the traffic stuff, they're exercising what they call safety policies,
Mm-hmm.
not ownership.
Mm-hmm. They're just doing their job.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that part. That's a conclusory statement
That's true.
that needs to be validated, verified somehow. They just spew it out their mouth. I'm just doing my job, and it's like, I read your job description before we had this interaction, and I don't see the section or clause or whatever that says you can do this.
Well, they think they're doing their job. They
Maybe
think they are. They may. You're right.
they
It's
may,
possible.
because we can't read their minds, and we don't have to. That's the power of asking questions. Plus, questions,
Mm-hmm.
the asker of the question, the questioner, controls the conversation,
Mm-hmm.
not the blabber.
Mm-hmm. Very true.
Someone says writ of mandamus is the most popular. Yes, a writ of mandamus or writ of prohibition is the most popular. The popular one that people have, these internet gurus give us the impression that we can file on our own, like we can file a writ of mandamus. No, you can file a petition to a court for a writ of mandamus. You can petition a court to write or sign a proposed writ of mandamus. You have to petition. And one of the things that seems to hurt newbies' feelings is having to respect the law. Isn't that crazy? I don't want to have all the judges are evil, right? I don't want to have to request by a petition. Anybody know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We have anxiety. I have to request something of the courts. No, you are mere public servants. I shall command thee.
In the proper civil form. No, that's not the words to come from Shalom.
No, because as you know, newbies are typically instructed to kind of disregard the rules.
What?
Is everybody here aware that there are no definitions in constitutions? Is everybody aware of that?
Mm-hmm.
Put a 1 in the chat if you're aware
Yes,
that
I'm aware of that.
definitions of states, I'm sorry, constitutions, the states' constitutions do not actually contain any definitions of the terms in the Constitution. Is everybody
Mm-hmm.
aware of that?
Yes.
So the question is, where do we get our comprehension of what even the Constitution is saying? If the
Black's Law
definition of the
Dictionary.
terms in the Constitution are not defined in the Constitution.
By the state laws within the area in which you live or dwell, or the interpretation thereof
Anybody
from
else?
other
Black's Law
Thank you,
persons.
Queen. What's that?
Black's Law Dictionary.
Black's Law Dictionary. Why go all the way over there? Yeah, I know you just be waiting to say that, King Howard. I see you.
Make sure to make the determination that some of these things that we are saying is sarcasm so that the newbies are not confused.
Oh, yes. Yes, gratitude.
I know some people, reference the Bible and
Yeah, but where are the definitions that are of the terms in the constitutions? Is it in the Bible? Is that what you're saying?
no, I think
We know that some people reference it, but where are they actually?
I would say in the states, in the state codes.
Absolutely, in the state codes. Queen is also right, in the state laws. That's where the definitions are. So when people are telling you only use the Constitution, stay away from their codes. Anybody ever heard that? Put a one in the chat if you heard that before. Somebody online told you, don't read the statutes. Don't read the court rules. Those are not for you. Such a strange thing to say.
Very strange.
I'm not reading the rules because it's for me. I'm not trying to control myself, fool. I'm trying to control the agents of the state. So if you don't read the rules that control the agents, can y'all tell me what's your strategy for controlling the agents? If you don't read the rules for the agents, how do you do that?
They're just making some stuff up.
I guess it really doesn't matter because they just do whatever they want to do anyway.
That is untrue.
I know that's untrue.
In my
I just had this
Some sovereign
conversation with a friend of
citizenship.
mine. I was like, "What are you talking about?" It's like, but you're making comments and conclusions, and you haven't read a thing yet.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why I said that. I was playing.
So thank you. I just wanted to clarify for the newbies, just like what Queen said. That perspective of they just do what they want to do anyway is somebody that doesn't want to take responsibility, that they will do what you allow them to get away with because you don't know the rules. Think of any game. Think of any game. Anybody still play board games? Y'all play checkers?
Yeah, all the time with the kiddies.
Dominoes, card games. Who cheats at card games? Raise your hand. Don't be ashamed. Who cheats at card games? Who cheats at card games? Put a 2 in the chat if you cheat, or type cheat in the chat if you cheat at card games.
People that don't know how to play the game.
Exactly. If you're playing against people who don't know how to play the game, don't you cheat?
You
Don't
bluff.
you cheat in that? My grandma used to cheat and lie in card games. Okay, my grandma was like, "Catch me if you can, challenge me if you dare. I am grandma." Okay, she used to throw her weight around. Okay, throw her status around, intimidate you. My dad too. My dad would play card games and board games so hard. He don't care if you're a child. He would be slamming those dominoes on you. He'll be calling you your bluff for other card games. You understand what I'm saying? Put a 2 in the chat if you've ever cheated on a card game. Don't you do whatever you can as long as the other players let you get away with it? Yes or no? Some of us are like,
It's true.
I'm too good. I would
For
never cheat on a
educational
board game.
purposes, Malika, can you define cheating?
I feel like you don't have to cheat in card games. I cheat in Monopoly. Games that is like, I'm so
board
sick of
games,
it.
card
I'm
games.
done.
Look,
Yeah.
Uno, all of that. Right? It's about strategy. When you're playing spades, right? It's about strategy. Yes?
Absolutely.
So because our knowledge and confidence of the court game, if you will, is low, we look at people who are playing the game better than us as cheaters. They're cheating. It's like, it's about what you let them get away with. Just like people go, oh, well, I have all of the truth. Newbies, I just want to tell y'all, the truth does not matter. Did y'all hear me? Do you guys realize that there's no law against lying? They don't even call it a lie. They don't call it a lie. What do they call it, guys? Perjury.
Burden of proof.
Misrepresentation. What?
Burden of proof.
Burden of proof. Right? They don't say lie. Because it's not about what's true. It's not about what's true. Who knows what it's about? I know it's
presumptions.
It's not about what's true.
What's on the record?
It's about what can be proven. Proven. This is why when people say, I'm not this and I didn't say that and y'all know what I'm saying? Why are you saying those statements when it's not about what is true? And then we want to accuse it. Hey, they're lying. They're lying.
What would they say? Factual assertions, admissible evidence.
That's right. It's about factual assertions and admissible evidence. It's not about what is true, the way that newbies look at it. We get upset. They're like, oh, they're out there lying. Apparently lying is part of this game.
It goes with the territory.
But what are you going to do? What do the rules allow to be done? Can you object? Can you strike? Can you suppress? Anybody ever heard those terms? Object, strike, right? Suppress. Right, you should write that in the chat. Object, suppress, strike. All right, we have some questions. Gratitude. And remember, guys, if you want to join us on the Zoom, this is how to get in. Y'all know what to do. Yes, suppress, object, strike. How to do those things are in the rules that apparently most of these gurus are not suggesting people to do, not encouraging people to do. As a matter of fact, discouraging people, uninfluencing people to read the very rules that they need. Because it is not about what is true. It is about what can be proven. So we don't have to make factual assertions when, especially if we don't have admissible evidence. So those are things, again, to pay attention to while you're out here on these internet streets, listening to people try to give any commentary or education, especially about a lawful action, about triumph in your legal woes. And I have a success story to share with you guys, but we're gonna have some questions first, and then I'm gonna show you guys the success story. Okay. Vidalis, go ahead with your question, comment, or emotional outburst.
Hey guys.
Hey.
So I just had a couple of updates, a question though on one of I've got excuse me, two cases waiting for a hearing on both. One of them is a reconsideration motion excuse me, that's on the 6th of July. And then I've got another one that's coming up on the 26th. Now this one, without getting into a whole lot of what's going on with it, I filed what's called a motion to tax costs because there's some issues there, and in that same motion, there's still some discrepancies as to who the attorney is actually representing, because there was like a name change of uh, of the bank, and so there's some questions there. Anyway, my question though is, when we filed that, they did answer the opposition, and they
Hold on,
gave.
Mark. Hold on, Mark. Hold
Yeah.
on. Malika, hit record again.
Yeah. What was that about?
Yeah, I heard that bit. It's all right. So, are we good? Okay. So, anyway, they sent us a copy of their opposition to this tax motion. I don't know if it's a big deal. I kind of was going over it with the assistant, but it's been over probably a week and a half, and there's nothing filed on the docket. So maybe that's normal. I don't know. I kind of thought it was kind of strange, but
When is the hearing?
it's on the 26th.
Okay, and when was the deadline for them to oppose?
It says it's 9 days as far as filing. They sent us the motion, but it's not stamped. I know they don't have to send you a stamped copy, but I checked the docket.
When's the last time you checked the docket?
Just today.
Give it a couple of days. I'm going to tell you just like Yoni.
That's what I thought. It said they have 9 days before the hearing, so I know there's still time. I just thought it was odd that they didn't file it right. I don't know. I mean, maybe
they don't typically. Attorneys love to file things the 12th hour. Their favorite thing, if it's due, let's say today, the 9th, by 5 o'clock, they will file it at 4:59. Okay.
Okay.
They might even file it at 5:01 and dare somebody to say something about it.
Gotcha. Just in my experience, I've just never seen it, so I just wondered if what might be the strategy there on their part, because everything else
that they sent it to you.
Well, no, they we get I got their copy. I'm just saying,
what's the strategy of them not filing it on the record?
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
they love that. They love that last day's stuff. Anybody, has that happened to anybody? Put a 1 in the chat if you've thought, I got them, and then they file it at 4:15 on the day of, and so it doesn't show up the next day because of course they filed it late, so you think, oh yeah, they might not have filed, and then it's there, and then the file stamp shows that it was at 4:59.
Yeah, and it's
celebrating and everything.
Yeah, and it's just I mean, they, according to the bot, it says they can still let them argue, but it's, I could bring it up, whatnot. That's not a big deal, really. I just thought it was odd, and I was just kind of thinking,
if they have, you said it's due 9 days before the hearing.
That's what my comprehension is from one of my research.
Okay, so that means let's say the hearing is on the 29th, they have up until the 20th.
It's the 26th.
Okay, so they have up until the 17th.
Yeah. They still have time. Like I said, I just, in all my experience, I've just never seen that. It's always been like, as soon as I get it or whatever, I look and they've already filed it electronically, or I'll get a stamped copy.
Okay.
But I know they don't have to do that. But
yeah.
So I just thought I'd ask to see if there was anybody's experience of what that meant, but it's not like
it means just keep punching them in the face.
Yeah.
With your notices and motions.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the hearing. It's crazy, but yeah, it's all good. So I'm excited too. So anyway, I thought I'd just give, because I think I'm gonna come back and have you guys help me do a suit against him if that's in order after all that. Because I'm not sure how to do that. I know how to send a notice and do the little motions, but haven't done that. So anyway, I just wanted to give you guys an update and ask that question. So that was it.
Okay. Gratitude.
Gratitude.
Josette, go ahead with your question, comment, or emotional outburst.
I think Shishi was first.
All right, Shishi, go ahead with your question, comment, or emotional outburst.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Good. What's up with you?
Man, I've been working my ass off. I got my tort claims done and I sent them in and I got a denial letter. So I was wondering, do they deny all like state claims because they think we have to follow their statutes, and when we take it to federal, like they know we have rights and they go about it a different way.
I'm not even sure I comprehend your question. You filed a tort claim, and your tort claim was denied.
Yes, it was denied.
Did it have grounds?
It said 1 second. Malika, y'all could come back to me. I gotta find the picture.
Okay.
I raised my
We'll
hand
be back.
again. Okay.
Josette, go ahead with your question, comment, or emotional outburst.
All right. So last week I shared about the trooper that threatened me, and I looked up negligent infliction of emotional distress, and it looked like it seemed like it's harder to try and prove that. But what I did find in the whole thing is in Tennessee, assault does not have to be physical.
It's not physical. Assault is never actually physical. It's with your mouth. It's with your words.
Well, apparently in Tennessee, it was just physical at one time.
Never. The definition of assault is verbal across the board. That's why it's usually called assault and battery. Battery is when they actually strike.
Actually do it. Right. Okay.
Well,
okay.
But assault is always with your words.
Okay. I also, this truck driver that hit my son, he perjured himself in his documents. And I was wondering, because we're being told that we can't do anything about that. And I'm wondering if that's true.
Who's telling you can't do anything about an actual harm or damage?
No, I'm talking about the perjury that this truck driver is, he perjured himself in the interrogatory.
Wouldn't you just do an affidavit in support of your allegation of perjury and put your proof in? Is it a case?
It is a case.
Right. So then you would put what you observed as far as perjury in to the case.
Okay, yeah, the lawyer is saying if we go to trial,
a lawyer is saying, go ahead.
Yeah, he's saying if we go to trial that that will not be part of the trial part. That we can't. They're saying they can't argue that point.
Who is they?
The lawyer. You
have a lawyer? It's your
I do
lawyer?
not. My son has a lawyer.
Oh, well, if you look, this is a great newbie topic. If you have an attorney, do whatever your attorney says. If you have an attorney, do whatever your attorney says. Unless you don't want the attorney, and then fire the attorney. That's all I'm going to say. But if you're going to get an attorney and you trust that attorney, do whatever they say, unless you don't trust that attorney, and then just fire them. And then we can have a conversation about what else you might be able to do. But what I'm not going to do is, since somebody thought enough to get an attorney, is to give them any advice against what the attorney's saying. They themselves have to decide, I don't want to deal with this attorney anymore. Yes, look into my eyes. I mean what I say. Whatever the attorney's telling you to do, even if it's complete bullshit, if you trust that attorney, go ahead with what the attorney said. If you don't trust the attorney, fire them. And then we can have a conversation.
Can I put it through?
It doesn't make any sense, like the attorney saying, oh well, we caught perjury, but we're not gonna bring that up.
All right, I'm gonna hammer him then. I'm gonna
find out why. Maybe they have another strategy.
Yeah. Okay.
And they should reveal that strategy to you. You guys heard what we found out last week? Someone got hit by a bus. Bad damage, guys. They're gonna have to get their lower arm amputated, okay? The attorney, they hired an attorney. The attorney decided to go to the hospital that assisted them when they got the injury and have the hospital apply a lien on the person. And me playing devil's advocate, trying to think like an attorney, I was like, well, maybe that's the strategy to show damages since the hospital put a lien so that they could justify getting a few $1,000,000. However, when our friend-in-law found out about the lien after hiring the attorney that got the lien put on, they got the lien removed. They got the lien removed. And so the attorney quit and said that it was they weren't seeing eye to eye because maybe that was the attorney's strategy. I don't know for sure, but maybe the attorney can explain the strategy to you. Because if I did that, not saying I would, that would be my strategy. I don't know why the attorney wouldn't tell you if that's the strategy. Maybe they don't know that you're aware of how to remove liens, okay? But as soon as the lien got removed, the attorney quit, and they were representing the plaintiff, okay? So if your attorney quits or you decide to fire the attorney, then we can have a conversation. But while you're locked in with attorney, you're believing the attorney, you're trusting the attorney, and I'm not trying to be funny or facetious or sideways or what do you call it? Reverse psychology or none of that. Yeah, perhaps Emporium, they're trying to rack up damages with the lien. I don't know. I'm not vouching for that strategy or saying that I'm aware that the attorney, that's what they were doing. I'm just saying if it were me and I did that, that would likely be my strategy, but I don't know what the attorney was thinking.
Well, I personally experienced that with an accident, Malika, and I don't think they took off the lien. They used that to get the people to pay out from underneath the state code. So that was the strategy that they used, the attorney used.
So the attorney had somebody put a lien on you, the hospital?
Yeah,
or the clinic
on the hospital, to show that, this is the amount of damages that I incurred due to my injury. The payout was terrible, but
but that was still a strategy.
But that was still the
To let
strategy.
the
Yes.
hospital put a lien on you and then
Yeah.
use that lien to justify a settlement.
Yes. So that I could only speak from my personal experience. So that was one particular way of doing it. So I just wanted to
Did they
let you know
tell you
that it is.
that was their strategy? Did the attorney tell you before they did it?
We not before they did it.
But they
we
did
had
tell you that that's why?
Yeah, we had a conversation after.
Like, we're gonna put a lien on you, but don't worry, it's part of our strategy.
Yeah. And so eventually everything got paid out, like, from all the accident, like all my doctor visits. And then they sent the balance of whatever was left back, which was peanut change. But, I'm still grateful. Because I'm not in that position yet where I know how to apply everything from sue them. So, yeah, that was just the
When
way
it
I
comes
did
to
it.
big settlements, they typically only do it because you have an attorney. But if you know that the
Mhm.
strategy is let there be a lien or some alleged charge of debt, and then you use that to say, ouch, look at my damage, right?
I mean, that's the way how they did it. I don't really, and that's what I'm saying, like, as a newbie, slash growing, um, growing learner. I don't necessarily know how to apply all the things that I know yet, right? So sometimes, and I'm just saying that I don't want to be shot in the forehead, Malika. Sometimes that's why you go with attorney. And don't get me wrong, because I vet
Like I
my
said,
attorneys,
I'm not trying to be
them, like,
funny or
just to
anything when I
see how
say,
much they know before, like, signing with them, because not all attorneys, in my experience, let me put my disclaimer, okay? let me put my disclaimer. In my experience, I have sacked attorneys that did not align with, what I was trying to accomplish. So I do want to put that out there. So I do respect our group and community enough to say, like, yes, I'm on the both spectrums of things. For accidents, like, it's really difficult because you're in pain and having to mentally, especially because I got a brain injury, trying to figure out how to navigate that while actually seeking medical help
sometimes we
was
all
really
need
difficult.
assistance.
Yeah.
So nobody has to feel bad or anything that they relied on an attorney. They don't all have to be pieces of shit. They don't have to be. Sometimes they just are, though.
Yeah.
And we don't always know which is going to be which. So we just go through the motions. You see? If you need assistance, it's not a negative thing. If you happen to get an attorney that is decent, wonderful. But in general, okay, there's nothing that one can do except, of course, QTAM actions and what's the other one that people love? Class actions. You cannot do actions on behalf of people similarly situated if you, again, are not in some type of actual amicus position. Okay, so they do have their usefulness. Okay, the attorneys and the position of attorney has its usefulness. And again, sometimes it is good to just trust your attorney if you have a good one. But if you don't trust the attorney, fire them and then seek alternative assistance if you need. Okay. If there's some attorneys that, especially in criminal cases, if you ask them to do the thing, whether it's challenge jurisdiction or whatever, they will. But not always. So if you can get them to do what you want them to do, then great. If not, then y'all know what to do. What is going on? Okay, guys. Okay, gratitude. All right. So someone says they have a quasi success story to share. I don't know what that means, but let's hear about it. Charles, let's get your question, comment, or emotional outburst.
Hello, everybody. Yes, keeping it very brief. And this is, I guess, a note for new members, just something to think about.
I
I
like
don't
your
have a
new
license.
name.
Oh yeah, Charles the Obstructor. That's what I am around here. Disgusting. Anyways, so never had a license in New York. I, ride around without a license. I've been arrested a bunch of times. They've issued all these charges. So I had an order to show cause, Article 78 in New York with the DMV commissioner and the state attorney general as the respondents, myself as a petitioner. It took like 7 minutes. Both of the Article 78s I had took like 5 to 7 minutes. It's very quick. But all in all my accusatory instruments state that I have a suspended New York State license. Defendant has a license. We've seen the license. It's suspended. It's a license. Da 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 da. Well, the judge yesterday stated, no, there's never been a license on the record. There's never a license. I looked at my abstract. The DMV commissioner was there. They admitted I never had a license. The attorney general is on record saying I never had a license. So they're going to issue me an order saying, yeah, this dude never had a license. So I guess that works as admissible evidence when I'm going to be putting that on the record with the local criminal courts that state I had a license. They know I had it. The sheriff said I told him I had a suspended license. He lied. They do lie on the record. So now we're going to put something on the record that shows, no, that totally contradicts your thing. So I guess that's for me, it's a quasi win just to have something on the
Okay.
record because they don't listen to me. They don't care about me. So it's nice to have their daddy tell them, yes, he never had a license. Try again. Try something else.
I got the something else. Remember, I'm going to play devil's advocate here. Remember, they're not trying to, they have the alternative of we are suspending your driving privilege, which includes barring you from applying or barring your application from being accepted or granted should you apply?
Sure, and the judge said the same thing, Malika. And I asked him, sir, what statute are you relying on to say that? He said, oh, VTL 510. And I know that shit like the back of myself. VTL 510 states a license, the privilege of operating in the state, which is an
Yes.
out-of-state license, okay, like you're a Pennsylvania driver in New York, or the privilege of obtaining a license, which is a
Yes.
permit, a state permit, or something issued. There has to be
But it's
something
the
issued.
privilege. No, they are suspending your ability to apply and be approved.
Right. No, and again, that it's like, sure, they can do that. I don't care. I'm not going to go to y'all. However, every accusatory instrument is saying a issued license was suspended, and there's the thing. Sure, privilege, sure. I can go to the DMV and get a license, but now I can't, I guess, 'cause I'm a bad boy.
They're saying, no, you cannot go to the DMV and get a license.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Now I can't because I'm a bad boy. So there's that. But y'all can't arrest me for not having a license.
But
That's
what
all.
they're
That's like,
arresting you for is for exercising a privilege without the permission.
yes, of course.
That's what
Yes.
that's what they're saying. You're exercising a privilege without permission.
Right. And somebody said I'm a bad boy. So that's my point. Yeah.
Yes, you're a very bad boy.
Dear Lord. Anyways, yeah. So and that's the thing with me right now. It's the whole privilege thing. It's like, hey, okay, so y'all kept saying license, now it's no, it's not a license. So now it's a
Yes, it's
privilege.
the
So now you
privilege.
have to rely on a privilege. And so that's why I said a quasi win. The one win, it's okay. I have a piece of paper from their dad that directly contradicts
Oh,
whatever
speaking
garbage
of
they're putting
wins,
up.
can you send me the dismissal receipts that you
Oh,
got last week?
after I get it from the court myself, I already sent them a thing to get a copy of it. So I need to get
Oh,
the
okay.
whole
I
order.
thought it
Yeah.
was
So
already in the mail.
no, that's no. I'm
Okay.
waiting on that to come in. So yeah.
Okay. We're still waiting on them receipts, but I got some other ones to show y'all.
Yep. So yeah, folks, that's exactly working with Malika. I got a penal law or obstruction charge. That's why I'm Charles the Obstructor. I'm racking up obstructions in my county, but we got a case dismissed because of the obstruction. Me refusing to talk to a cop is not a crime, and that's all I've ever done every single time. I'm a United States Air Force veteran, folks. I'm a good guy. I'm clean. I don't disrespect these people, but it is what it is. We out here.
Yes.
Well, Malika or anyone in the community, do you have any things to share in situations such as that where someone may be have a license suspended? They don't necessarily want to have a license, but the license is suspended, and obviously, like you say, it's the privilege to. And then if they're being roadside arrested, it's because they are without the privilege to drive. Even like, do you have anything to say about any of that?
It depends. That's a loaded question, because how do you wish to live your life? Are you okay with being inconvenienced? That's what you have to consider.
And what would you be? What would be the inconvenience? Not having
Getting pulled over,
They
getting
will arrest
arrested,
you. They will
getting
take
your
your
car
car.
towed, getting your car towed.
Yeah.
All of those things.
Yeah, if you're okay with all of that, like I am, and nobody has to be like me ever at all. I'm not gonna talk bad about you. I'm not gonna kick you out my life. I'm not gonna down talk you. I'm not gonna talk about you behind your back. Everybody is free to do whatever they want. If you wish, and I've said this for years, even if you keep your license because you think your picture look cute on it, I don't care. Okay? It's not about whether you have it or not. It's about how you're gonna stand on your square. Because
Well,
last week, it didn't happen last week, but it was shared last week. It happened like a month ago. We had one of our friends-in-law share a success story of beating tickets that he got while he was actually driving as a commercial driver. Okay, with the driver license that can properly be suspended because he does use the road for business, etc. Still able to beat the ticket. So what does that mean? It doesn't matter if you have a license or if you don't have a license, how you're going to handle it when, not if, you are approached by the agents enforcing the license that they think you need or should have, or that you actually do have and probably do need. How are you going to handle it? The first thing to always do is when you get a ticket, learn how to evaluate it. Learn how to look for, and I cannot speak highly enough. Everybody needs to get with Trading Brigade. You may not know who is right now if you're new here, but get with Trading Brigade and make sure you get his class on factual assertions and admissible evidence, because that's what makes or break a case, regardless if it's a traffic ticket case, a double parking case, a child support case, a custody case, a alimony case, a foreclosure case, an eviction case, a debt warrant. Shout out to Yoni. Woot woot. Okay. Whatever it is, we think that the magic is, oh, if I just learn how traffic tickets work, or if I just learn how licenses work, or if I just learn how birth certificates work, or bills of exchange works, or endorsements versus endorsements work, like that's going to be where the magic is, but it's not. The magic is always who is saying what, by what authority, can they prove it, no matter what it is. Oh, you were exceeding the speed limit heading west on Elm. You got some admissible evidence of that?
And the two
was
cents that I would
driving.
like to add, Malika, is that try to document as much as you can. And the reason why I say like documentation, like, you know, if you do have to prove your side of what you're saying, you want to make
Unless
sure.
you're the plaintiff, listen to me
Yeah.
carefully, newbies. Unless you're the
Um,
plaintiff, you ain't got to prove shit. And if anybody's trying to make you prove shit, remind them that you're the defendant. I ain't
That's
proving
right.
nothing.
That's right. It's the burden is
yeah.
not on you.
But also,
As
I
a
could also say
defendant, I'm gonna say it
like,
again. As a defendant,
yeah.
you do not have to prove your side. As a defendant, this is what you do: you put the plaintiff's case in front of you, and then you go like this.
Now I really like the part that was added to our Newbie Tuesday guide. For all the newbies, there's a part like that express what you can say when you do actually get pulled over, rather than incriminating yourself. And so I suggest everybody kind of pull up the Newbie Tuesday guide to seeing the importance like of that little script, because it kind of helps to set up the setup if further action is needed. That's my 2 cents on the topic,
Gratitude.
as someone who did get pulled over a couple of times.
I'll give
Put it
thanks.
in the chat, guys. Put a link to our newbie guide. And if
But
any of our admins
definitely
are over on YouTube, make sure, can you post links on YouTube chat? I'm
I think
sorry.
Linnea dropped it in the
Can you post it on YouTube though?
I didn't do it.
We need like a tiny URL for the guide.
I'm
If
not
it's not
sure.
made already.
I'm not sure if the links are clickable in the comments on YouTube.
We probably need a tiny
sure.
URL for that to so we can make a short link.
Gotcha.
Maybe on YouTube. So gratitude to the team that put together the Newbie Tuesday guide. It's absolutely free, guys. You don't even have to give us your email address and all that. You can just download it.
Am I a witness of the subject of your investigation? I choose to invoke my Fifth Amendment right to keep silent.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so before we go on, since I promised it, shout out to everybody who got us to 16K taps on TikTok. I appreciate you guys tapping it out. I'm going to show you guys a success story. Is that okay?
Word.
Of course.
Yeah.
So this is the receipt for Yoni's success story. So that means I got two to show you guys. This actually wasn't the one I was going to show, but I mean, it's up on the screen. So why not? As you guys see here, and you can read for yourself. This is from the clerk, or it's addressed to the clerk, sorry. Y'all see the attorney at law header on here? Let me see if I can turn it around for my TikTok folks. Okay. Of course, I'm going to post it later too, guys. I'm going to post it. Oops. Just so everybody can read it. Who wants to read it?
I can read it.
Yes, read your own receipt since everybody else silent.
Yes, ma'am. I respectfully request that the court non-suit the above reference warrant in debt. I hereby certify that this is the first non-suit taken in this matter. By copy of this letter too, I am notifying the defendant of the name. Let me see. This letter will serve in
in lieu of.
Okay, yeah, in lieu of. I had to open it up. Of any appearance by either of the parties at the hearing on July 15, 2026 at 1 o'clock. Thank you for your assistance in this matter.
July. I don't want to come in July. I want a non-suit. Exactly. Exactly. Just want to make sure that you guys can read the receipt. Now.
Yay, woo woo!
Yoni, how many times did this attorney not show up in their own case for their alleged debt?
3, a possible 4, but we're gonna leave it at 3 for sure. 3. The only reason why I said possible 4 is because I came on I looked at the docket and it said it was, I didn't, matter of fact, no, I didn't check the docket that day, but I was supposed to come, which I did, but they changed the date basically. So I
they
end up
didn't
going.
show up 3 times and postponed another time.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Yoni for putting in the work, for putting in
Shout
the
out
paperwork.
to
So
my
that
crew.
paperwork was doing the most of the work, huh?
That paperwork is crazy.
That paperwork was doing
those
all the
notices,
heavy lifting. That paperwork was like,
yes, those notices work. They work.
You showing them garden muscles, Monica?
Yes. It's working.
Did you just say garden muscles?
Yes. The hoes and the rakes. Okay. So we got another one. Oh shoot. Okay, so I posted the wrong. Okay, so let me just show y'all this part and then the next part. So this is the other success story you guys can see right here. Do you guys see it says termination? Do y'all see it says termination there at the top?
Indeed.
Oh. Income withholding for support. Termination. Do you guys see that? Child support agency. Who knows what an IWO is? Who knows what an IWO is? Put a 1 in the chat if you know what an IWO is.
Income withholding order, right?
Yes, it's an income withholding order.
I just looked right at the top there.
It's an income withholding order. Termination. Our friend-in-law here. The other parents here that was supposed to be receiving. So y'all see.
I'm curious, is there anyone out there that has ever had or heard of anyone successfully being refunded for child support?
Yes.
Okay.
It was in our Reparations Reloaded class. They talked about it. But also, this is likely to lead to a refund as well. So we'll keep you guys abreast of that process.
Okay. So, but it's like through like an IRS process, not through like the agency saying, "Oh, we screwed up. Here's your money back."
Yeah, that's kind of the same thing though.
Yeah.
Because the IRS ain't just giving it to you and, not taxing back whoever they gave it to.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
I
saying?
see what you're saying. That makes sense.
So give me a second. Let me post the other half of this receipt, which I did just now. So let me show you guys the other half of the receipt. Do y'all see this right here? Y'all see my screen? Some of you guys should know, especially if you've been a victim of child support garnishment, you should know who Strata is. Anybody know who Strata is? Whether you're watching it live or in the recording, you can look up who Strata is. And you see this letter came from them. Y'all see the date, right? It took almost 2 weeks to get here. Y'all see the date? I'm not hearing no feedback. Did I lose the audience?
Yeah, say May 29, 2026.
Never heard of them.
A withholding order, reference case number, was previously received to withhold funds from your wages. This wage deduction has been withdrawn. Whoop, whoop. A copy of the withdrawal, which we just went over, has been enclosed for your records. Strata administers this wage garnishment process on behalf of whoever these folks are. If you have any questions in reference to the terms or validity of this order, please contact your attorney or the issuing agency as identified on the enclosed copy of the order. So stay tuned for more on this, guys, because we're going to interview our friend-in-law, Anwar, and we're going to find out exactly which agency initiated this. Was it his job? Was it the court that did the order? Was it mom? Was it the child support agency itself? So we have a couple of questions. And we will have answers for you guys. So make sure y'all congratulate Anwar again. No, y'all gonna get sick of congratulating Anwar, but don't. Because more wins are coming. More wins are coming. More stuff is on the books already. Where he is the petitioner and plaintiff. So let me stop share that. All right. Yes. Congratulate our friends-in-law. And as we get more receipts, I still don't see Lord Petty, but I do have his receipts. Maybe I'll show that to you guys at the end, or maybe I'll just save them for next time. Because I don't remember if he redacted his name, which means I'll have to go do it. Strata is probably a national corporation. You guys can look that up. They might be facilitating wage garnishment on behalf of government agencies. They might have a contract. So check into it. Yeah, they might be a vendor. Strata might be a vendor. All right. Let's get our next question. Shishi, go ahead with your question, comment, or emotional outburst.
Okay, I found it, Malika.
Okay.
So it reads, we are in receipt of the notice of tort claim that you filed against the city of Fort Wayne and have conducted an investigation of the facts. The Indiana Tort Claim Act, IC 3413-3, governs claims against state agencies, municipalities, and public employees acting within the scope of their employment. The ITCA also grants those same parties certain immunities from liabilities, including but not limited to the adoption, enforcement, or failure to adopt or enforce a law. The Fort Wayne Police Department officers involved in your claim were acting within the scope of their employment and are granted immunity from claims arising from their enforcement of traffic laws. There is no evidence supporting the claim that a tort was committed by the city of Fort Wayne or its employee. Therefore, we
Okay.
must
Stop there.
deny your
Stop there.
claim.
Stop there. Did you include any evidence?
No, I didn't.
Okay. So then you have your answer.
Okay. Okay. But
So you didn't attach anything at all? You didn't attach
the traffic ticket and I attached the traffic ticket and decided that they decided on my case.
What do you
Right.
mean?
Like they already decided like I have to like pay a ticket or I lose my license. So
So you attach the court order and the citation
yeah.
that the court order came from. But those are not evidence of negligence.
So what would the evidence consider if all they did was basically they just stopped me, and I know that they ain't supposed to stop me because I'm not one of them.
I'm
I don't
not.
fall. I
I'm
don't
not.
fall
I
under.
don't.
I don't fall under the
Did you provide
classification.
evidence of that? You're making assertions, but did you provide evidence of that?
No, I.
Right. So then you're making statements. I am not, I did not, that's what we're talking about in the beginning. There's no need for I to make statements of I am not and I did not when the burden of proof is on the other party. And it's the way to best articulate it is what the record reflected or what it needed to reflect that it doesn't, instead of I am not, I did it, I did not, I didn't say.
But the record don't. I stated that like the record does not reflect that I'm the under
But
the.
was that required? Are the things that you're saying that the record doesn't reflect, is that required? Did you go to what is required and say, hey, these are the elements that are required for them to do this thing, and the record doesn't reflect this element or that element or these elements?
Okay, I get what you're saying now. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Malika.
You're welcome. Glad to help.
Yeah.
And this is why we're here, guys.
I'm still learning.
That is the reason. I'll be straight up with you. That same thing right there is the reason why any of our claims might get denied, whether it's a tort claim, whether it's a grievance claim against an attorney, whether it's a judicial complaint against a judicial officer or agent. or it's any other type of action that you might take, like a complaint of some sort. If you only make assertions and you do not point to support in the statutes, in the stare decisis stuff, in the rules of evidence, in the rules of procedure, somewhere you gotta show something from somewhere. You can't. This is why grievances, like I said, for example, get dismissed all the time or get denied, because it's lacking evidence and everything is presented in a conclusory way, a conclusory framework, and it doesn't show that you have done your due diligence and gotten your record together, and that's what you're bringing forward. Okay, so I don't know if you're still within your time frame or whether or not you have an assistant. If you guys don't have an assistant, I know y'all probably gonna get sick of me saying it, but get with Hassan and see if he can get you an assistant, a digital assistant that can assist you in, even if it's not just drafting, if you want to do all your drafting yourself, use it for the evaluation part. Use it for the evaluation part. Yes, I see people putting their support in the chat. You guys can go ahead and get with Hassan. Again, shout out to my YouTube folks. I don't know if I have any mods over there that are putting links or emails in the chat, but he can put his email or link in the chat here for a session on that. It's there in the chat right now, guys. offdutyalibi@gmail.com for those who cannot see the chat. Just like it sounds, offdutyalibi@gmail.com. So this is going to be on the recording for when you guys watch it again. And you can get with him and run your stuff through. It's so important. And I'll tell you guys a little story about it. We had someone come to us, as happens very frequently, from other communities that are at least claiming to assist people with their legal woes. And what we did, even though they already filed it, we still evaluated it. Okay, using a program by Hassan, digital assistant, for sufficiency and deficiencies. And one of the things that was pointed out, in case, since you're new, you might not have caught it by yourself, it pointed out the mixing of procedures and jurisdictions in the document. And I ain't gonna lie, our friend-in-law was kind of pissed. And I realized that what the use of a well-trained bot will do is keep charlatans from finessing us. Because once they give us their documents, we could just run it through and be like, is this bullshit? If you guys cannot see the value in that, I don't know what's gonna, because all of the stuff we talked about in the beginning, the reason why some people are not even getting on live anymore, anywhere, they're not getting live. Maybe they're getting live on Zoom in private, we don't know, but they're not going live on YouTube. They're not going live on here goes Anwar calling right now. Can't take that call though, because we are in class talking about him. And we'll always wait till we talk about him to be like, let me reach out.
Yeah, I'll text him. You just email too.
Okay. So where was I? You can, how much value is it, guys? And if you want to put a dollar amount, how much value is it to be able to evaluate information that somebody is giving you, right? They helped you draft a document or they reviewed a document for you, whatever, and you want to see, are their suggestions court safe and legitimate, or are they going to be discarded as sovereign citizen rhetoric and BS by a judge that's had it up to here with y'all pro se bullshit. Put a price on it. Let me know. I know it's invaluable, but put a price on it, because there's some people that are gonna go, oh my God, that's so much. And then the other people are gonna be like, damn, it's only that cheap. Let me get it right now.
Word.
How much did you guys spend on what we talked about in the beginning? Getting SPC University, SPC processes, correct your status, do something with your birth certificate, use the number on the back of your social. How much did y'all spend on that? Somebody. Look. Somebody.
2K.
Is it? That's how much you invested? Let's see for real, guys.
Even if it's
Let's,
not
That was me.
let's see for real. How much money did y'all spend on that? Correct your status, take this UCC course to beat your traffic ticket, go get a trust to stop the foreclosure. How much did y'all spend on that? Right.
2,000 is crazy.
Dollar General ripping you
Well,
off.
if it's not the FRNs just all the time, that
That too, all the
that's the
time.
most important thing for me, because I ain't even gonna lie, like I was on SPC heavy, but a lot of the stuff just was not making sense. Like some of the stuff, it was
And
like,
you invested
okay,
how many months,
yeah,
weeks, or
exactly,
years? How much in
exactly.
your extrapolation? How
Too
many months or weeks or years did
too
you
many,
invest in that? Let's put
too
real
many,
numbers on it.
too
Is it
many.
only a month? Is it
No,
6 months?
years
See, years.
of just still going to the website, checking it out, seeing going to the YouTube video, trying to, piecemeal and make sense of stuff that didn't make sense. And even though like inside of me, intuitively, it was like I knew things that I should not do, but I was still, you know, honing in on whatever bit of true law was in there, but I had to like extract and pull, and it just wasn't making sense. So I never paid for packages or anything like that, but the time I invested was a lot.
It's
And
probably
that's
into the
more
thousands.
valuable than,
It's
yeah,
probably into the thousands. And at
yeah.
least you can get money back, right? At least you can get money back.
Right. But not time.
You cannot get back time.
No, cannot.
So, somebody just put the link to the consultations in the chat. I appreciate you guys. Look for it, guys. You can go to that consultation page on freedomfromgovernment.org. You can book Hassan. You can book myself, or you can book any other of our friends-in-law that may be able to assist you.
Not me though. Not me. Just send me your documents.
Linnea only does document reviews, and she drafted our newbie guide and made that available to you guys. So here is the page for booking consultations on the site. It's already in the chat. Okay, so you guys can click on the link, or if you're on one of our other platforms, you can click on the link on the main page. It should still take you there where you can see how to book. All right, let's continue. Bella Rios, go ahead with your question, comment, or emotional outburst.
Hello.
Greetings.
Hi. Okay, so I'm totally new to all of this. And I was summoned a direct complaint, I guess, in the mail on the 28th of May, stating a direct complaint has been filed in this court against you, charging that in Maricopa County, Arizona, the crimes have been committed. Misconduct involving weapons. This was supposedly January 23rd of 2025.
Who is the plaintiff?
The plaintiff is the state of Arizona.
Were you arrested?
No, I wasn't.
You just received something in the mail.
Yes.
And what else came with the complaint? Was there any kind of verification or affidavit?
So all it says is count 1, count 2, and it's all the same misconduct involving weapons. It says you are hereby summoned to appear before the court to answer the direct complaint at Central Court Building, room, address, blah, 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 on June 29th at 8:30 a.m. Please recognize that public seating in the courthouse is
Okay, so
limited.
hold on a second. How were you served this?
It was certified mail.
That's an indictment for a grand jury, I think.
It doesn't say an indictment. It
What
says
does
a
it say at the top?
direct complaint.
And is the complaint attached? Or
It
that's the
no,
complaint where it says count 1, count 2?
this one piece of paper. It says direct complaint summons
A
and the case
singular
number.
piece of paper.
Pardon me?
A singular piece of paper with
Yes.
just charges on it.
Yes.
But it says summons?
Yes. It has the CR number, direct complaint summons.
Okay, so you got a criminal complaint filed against you, and it doesn't say anything about an indictment or
No.
grand jury.
Nope. It doesn't say
Does
any
it
of
say
that.
accusation? Does it say
Or a witness?
information?
Yeah, any type of.
No, all it says is be prepared. It may be necessary to stay at the court all day. Request for a reasonable accommodation for a person with disabilities must be made to the division assigned to the case by parties at least 3 judicial days in advance of scheduled court proceeding and may be done by calling a number. Request for an interpreter for persons with limited English proficiency.
Okay, that's good. That's good enough.
Okay, and that's all it says. And it says failure to appear without good cause as summons will place you in contempt of court and a warrant will be issued for your arrest.
Ooh, threats.
So I don't know how to go about this.
All right.
Like I said, I'm totally new to this.
So is anything near the signature? Is it signed?
No, it is not. It's stamped the date of the court,
Yeah,
the
no, wait. So there's no autograph on it anywhere? Like not even from an attorney or district attorney or the state
No,
attorney general or assistant attorney general? No?
no.
It's blank, completely no signature at all.
No signature. The Maricopa attorney on the top in the left-hand corner, but there's no signature. It just says the deputy county attorney, the bar ID, but there's no signature on this paper whatsoever.
Okay. I would need to get a copy of that to examine it a little further before I make any recommendations.
Can I email you or
Yeah, you can email it to me or you can
okay,
email it to
I
Hassan.
can book a consultation with you, correct?
Yes, if you click on the link, it's showing on my screen right now, but let me
Yeah,
make
that's what
sure
I
that it's
see.
in the chat.
Okay. I have it. I'm gonna book one with you and then
Awesome.
I will send that over to you and then go from there.
Yes. Yes. I smell another. See, you guys are hearing this here for the first time, and you will hear an update on how the case goes. Okay. Gratitude, King Howard. Thank you for your question, Bella Rios.
Thank you for answering me. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
You guys are awesome.
Gratitude. So, Shishi, did you just have your hand left up, or are you back with another question?
No, I just had my hand up.
I'm just confused on how do I show the evidence, like what would the evidence consist of other than stating that they
Evidence are not statements. Statements are not evidence.
Okay.
You have to look at
We need
what
Training Brigade's infographic.
I can hear you.
Exactly.
You said I had to look over trading.
Okay, so let's say, for example, hopefully this is a good newbie example for everybody. Let's say, for
Okay.
example, the rules of traffic, right? The traffic rules say that they can give traffic tickets to purple hippopotamuses heading west on Thursdays. Okay? They can give citations to purple hippopotamuses heading west on Thursdays. In order for you to have a proper claim, you have to show one or more of those elements were missing, even though that was required. And so the evidence could be the actual elements of the claim. So let's say you were a purple hippopotamus, but it wasn't Thursday, or you weren't heading west. You can show in their complaint that they didn't even allege that you were a purple hippopotamus. They didn't show any evidence that you were a purple hippopotamus or that you were heading west or that it was Thursday. So this is evidence that they acted negligently because they should have known as officers enforcing the law what was required, and here it is. They were doing something that they either shouldn't have been doing on that day or shouldn't have been doing to you because you're not a purple hippopotamus, or shouldn't have been doing it all.
So that's like misapplication, right?
You're proving for a tort claim, you have to prove the elements of negligence.
And
Shishi, this is what I posted in
comes
the
in
chat.
when they define me as a person.
No.
Well,
That's why you're going off into that tangent and you're not showing any evidence. So let's say you even want to go with that. They're talking, they didn't show you were a person. Is that required? Is that one of the elements required for their charge? Can you show that that's a missing element?
Okay, I get what you're saying now, Lika. Thank you. I get what you're saying.
Yes.
Shishi, what are you trying to prove? Meaning, like, what is your position? Like, you're saying you're not a person, which we all get, but it's like,
Can't
what
say
is
you're not a
your
person. You have to prove negligence.
right?
When you're doing
So
a
yeah,
tort claim, you have to
to
prove
prove
negligence, and we
So yeah.
shouldn't be talking about nothing else.
So what did they do? Like, what did they do to hurt you, to harm you, Shishi?
They wasted my time. I had to prove.
What
You said I
damages
had
did
to
you
prove
suffer?
negligence, and they they failed to. They misidentified me.
What are the elements of negligence, guys? What is element number 1?
Duty
of care. Duty of care. You have to show they had a duty to only talk to purple hippopotamuses heading west on Thursdays. They had a duty. I had the right to be free from being stopped because yes, I am a purple hippopotamus, but it wasn't Thursday and I was heading south or whatever.
And I was operating in
or
my
the record
private
doesn't
capacity.
reflect. Yeah, but that might not be an element of what
Okay.
that might not be one of their elements that they have to prove to charge you. So if you're arguing that that element was missing, but that's not one of the elements for them to charge you, then you're talking about something that is irrelevant.
Okay. Okay.
Shishi, do you have a license?
Yes, I have
That's
a
an
license.
objection, irrelevant.
No, I'm just wondering for the situation. Okay. I know
Yeah, but
sometimes that makes it
it's
easier. I don't.
irrelevant to the situation because
Because
whether or not you have a license doesn't prove or disprove that the officer didn't act negligently.
And if I wasn't operating under the codes of the license,
if that's not an element, then talking about it is irrelevant. If you can show that that is an element for their charges against you, and they missed that element, then you could make that an argument. But it's not a proper argument if it's not related to anything. You just can't say stuff like the sky is blue, clouds are white, grass is green.
Can anyone make a charge and its elements analogous to something else? Can you compare it to something else? Show us that you understand what is being said. If you comprehend, pardon me, what's being said. Come on.
Son, this is in general for the group?
Yeah.
Like, okay, trespass. I'll give you my personal thing. So I was arrested for trespass a couple of years ago for not wearing a mask in the courthouse. Elements of trespass: you entered or remained unlawfully upon the premises without the owner's permission or the privilege to do so. Okay. The courthouse is a public place, so there's no owner for that thing. I don't need permission. It's not unlawful to be in a courthouse, whatever. The elements are there, and I just have to, disprove the elements.
Now, what are the elements an analogy to? What can you compare to your understanding?
The elements of trespass, what is that an analogy for?
Elements in general.
It's
Elements
Oh,
of,
okay.
of
Oh, yeah,
charges
okay.
are
Like
analogous to
like requirements. They're I guess, yeah.
requirements.
Requirements,
Anybody
yes.
else got another term? Elements are analogous
Oh.
to, I like requirements. Anybody else got another term that it's analogous to?
I don't know what I got, but I want to hear what y'all gonna say. And if y'all
Yeah,
say
yeah.
what I'm thinking, that's fine too.
Elements.
It's analogous to policy.
Mm.
You said another word
Duty,
for
right? Analogous
Analogous,
to
yes.
duty. Yeah, duty analogous to something you have on you. Like I would say duty, like burden.
Elements are analogous to requirements that are analogous to, like, as I'm gonna just say what Hassan would have been saying, which is recipes.
Correct.
Right, yeah. Okay, yes.
Right.
Pieces of a puzzle, yeah. I was
Yes,
thinking
pieces
food,
of a
like
puzzle.
yeah.
That's
Okay,
another
there it
way.
is.
Okay. And what's happening is they may have missing pieces. They typically have missing pieces. In my experience, they always have missing pieces, but they're hoping you don't know how the whole puzzle put together is supposed to look. So you can't tell when they're missing pieces or when they're trying to ram a piece in there that ain't never gonna fit. Because we don't know what the elements are ourselves. We look at the charges and we don't ever think what is the foundation of this charge? What are the elements of this charge? What are the ingredients, okay, of this charge? It's funny because my manslave and I are from different cultures. We're from different cultures. And there is a in his culture, they make things like garnaches and salbutes and tortillas and things like that. In my culture, we make roti. But do you know what is the difference between a roti and a tortilla wrap? One ingredient.
Size.
Yes.
One ingredient. Nope, not yeast. One ingredient.
One has cornmeal and the other doesn't. Let me stop.
Because he could make flour tortillas. That's
Yeah.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know.
It's baking soda. A little bit too. Like a teeny tiny, like quarter teaspoon or something. That's the difference between a flour tortilla and a roti.
It's the make or break.
So when he's making his and I'm making mine, mine's going to come out different. Yes? Mine's going to come out different.
Yes,
Just
it's
based
gonna
on.
come out different.
See, some people know what I'm talking about. Put a one in
And
the
you
chat.
gotta
You make
oil the roti too. You gotta oil it. The tortillas, you don't have to.
Yeah, but that's not an ingredient. But it is a technique, right? And it does make a difference. And then
Yeah.
at the end, you gotta clap the roti.
Yeah. You gotta
They don't-
celebrate its presence.
That's right. Bust the shut. All right.
I love roti.
Say, hey, I love roti. I love tortillas. Okay.
I love it all too.
And sometimes if all you have is a roti, that's what you wrap. And if all you have is tortilla, that's you just put your curry in there. You know what I'm saying? Just do it. But it makes a difference. And because we're typically so afraid of the court system, the legal system, the people in the legal system, either we see them as demons or subhumans, or I don't even know, some type of caricature, instead of comprehending, instead of they can be vampiric. Remember, I asked in the beginning who be cheating in board games. Okay? And some of us honestly said, yeah, we be cheating in board games. What's the difference with them? It's no different. We have to know the elements, the recipe, the requirements for the charges. And if we can point out where it was deficient, we can take, like I said, you put the whole thing up there on your screen and you read it and you go, ha! Yeah, blew a hole in that argument. Pow! That argument exploded. Look at how many deficiencies we're able to point out. We do not have to, and I'm glad that came up in this conversation, and I hope it comes up in every Tuesday conversation, because we're talking primarily to the new folks. You do not have to defend yourself. All you have to do is leave the burden of proof where it is and make sure that they can prove every single element that they allege. Even if they say things like, defendant is a resident, defendant is a natural person that resides at, or any of the other elements that are required, because they have to prove every single one with admissible evidence. That's the other thing that we don't realize. We think as new people that if something is filed as an exhibit on the record, that it is admissible evidence. Put a 1 in the chat if you think that now, or you ever thought that. Something was filed on the record, that means it's admitted into evidence.
No, it doesn't
Either
mean
because
that.
we filed it, so we think it's admitted into evidence, or the other party filed it and we think it's admitted into evidence. So we don't challenge it as not even being evidence, which is relevant to the denial of Shishi's tort claim, because as it says in the denial, it didn't have any evidence upon which to support whatever was being said. Names Unnecessary says, I recommend the As Above, So Below series on YouTube, but also a link to it is inside of our newbie guide so that you guys can get to it, because we have it posted on Rumble and we have it posted on YouTube. So just make sure you guys watch it. There are people who have watched that As Above, So Below series, even though it's absolutely free, and they were able to take action in their lives and get positive results, get actual remedy. And then they come back and they show us, hey.
I just had to put myself in there when you was talking about remedy.
Yes, I saw you when you came in, bro. Yeah, thank you guys. See the Newbie Tuesday series. I'm sorry, ebook download, Google Doc access, totally free. You don't have to give up your anything. You don't have to give up your email. There's no gatekeeping. Just get it. And don't say we never gave you nothing. All right. We're gonna take one more. Go ahead, Heidi. You got a Newbie Tuesday, or are you gonna give us something advanced? Just so you know, you're still on mute if you think you're talking. We'll give her a second. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Let's go, let's go. Shout out to the folks watching on YouTube. Shout out to everybody watching on TikTok, tapping it out. You guys are doing amazing. We're at over 31,000 tap outs on TikTok, letting them know that you're
Dope.
enjoying the chat.
That's so dope.
All right, so Heidi might be stuck or not here. Is she typing in the chat? All right.
I
I
have a
don't
quick
know.
emotional outburst.
Yeah, go ahead.
In the as above and below series, I've been listening to it over and over the last couple of weeks. That one where you and Hassan are talking to John, the lawyer. I think it is. It was some
Okay.
lawyer that called in and he was getting raked over the coals. I love listening to that.
Does anybody remember what he's talking about? I don't remember.
Yes.
You remember what he's-
And you're talking about Nick the attorney?
Nah, not on the As Above, So Below. That was before Nick. We've only known Nick a year and a half.
Nick was the one who said we was using the rules of the construction too much.
Yes.
Yeah, I found it in that series, but I didn't think it was supposed to be there, but it was there, and I love that thing. But
Oh.
it makes it very if anybody listen to that first and then get into the series, they'll understand what's going on a little better. I think that recording
You
is
should post a
awesome.
link to it if you can find it, to the
Let me go
video
look
that
for it
has
right
that
now.
section in it. All right,
Yep, I gotta look
gratitude.
for it right now.
Okay. Shaw says, I agree. Okay. You agree that if people listen to that section first, it'll be mind opening for them? Oh. Maybe we can highlight that part and put it in the beginning as a prerequisite or something. Let people know that according to user experience, this is a good, mindset, if you will, setting.
Just put it as a clip to what's to come in a future episode in this series.
I'm wondering how we could pull that out. But once we get the clip in the video that you guys are referring to, we'll know how we can reposition it to be more helpful to people. It's a battle. That's what makes it good. All
And
right.
the whole
So
time you were telling them we're not here to beat up on anybody. We're not beating up on anybody. But y'all was
are
raking
we
them over the
beating up
coals
on him
though.
while I'm saying we're not here to beat up on anybody?
Yeah, I was still raking him over the coals at the same time. But yeah, we're not here to beat up on anybody. But I mean, but his logic was not holding at all.
His logic was absolutely deniable. Oh my goodness, are you guys remembering the scene? Okay, I gotta watch it so I can remind myself. So I can remind myself. Okay. All right. Tice, go ahead with your question, comment, or emotional outburst.
Heard a little emotional outburst in the spirit of Newbie Tuesday is that I wish I had access to something like Hassan's bot and you guys and when I was coming into this information because you can come across all these sovereign citizen theories and simply just plug it into the bot because although it may be faulty at best, what it will do is I direct you off that theory and point you in the right direction, more toward the way lawful living operates, and that will save you a ton of time. And you could take all your theories and actually just have something to work off of. That's all I want to say. Is I wish I had you guys and that, but thank you.
Gratitude. That's one of the That's one of the most frequent things that we hear from our community. And I appreciate each and every one of you guys being here because, of course, without the community, there's no one to serve. Okay? So if you have a servant's heart, like our leadership here at Lawful Living does have, you wouldn't be able to fulfill your servant's heart without people to serve. Sometimes that comes across as kind of tough love. We like to say we hold people's hands. Some people will say we hold your hand so that we could squeeze it sometimes if it needs to be. But trust and know that we're not, at least I can speak for myself. I'm not here for the money. So if I rub you the wrong way, I don't care. Go find a different coach. That's it. I'm not gonna feel like no kind of way at all. It's not gonna be my loss either. I just want everybody to know it is not gonna be my loss. A lot of you guys know that I'm not the one who goes out and seeks people. I simply wave my flag. Hey, anybody need the type of help, the type of way that I do it? Because not everybody's gonna like my style, which is why we have other coaches on here. I mean, Linnea will just review your documents. And she don't care if you get mad that she's only going to review your documents. Okay. You cannot like embarrass her into doing something else or lambast her or down talk what she offers to make her do something else, just like any one of us. Okay. Everybody's going to choose the coaching style from whomever they like. And it should just be focused on the content, information, and of course, the results. But if you can't get past whatever even if it's me, some type of personality trait you don't like, y'all don't like sometimes I curse, that's okay. Just F off, you know what I mean? If you think I'm too much, think I'm too mucho, find less. Whether it's because it's price or because I talk too much or because you don't like my hair or my lack of, or I don't care. Doesn't matter. I'm not going to try to change anything because I'm too busy serving the people who appreciate what it is I do. Even if you don't like me, because I'm not here to collect friends per se. I'm here to collect wins. Is that okay? Is it okay to collect wins? Is it okay to just connect on the winning strategy?
Absolutely.
I'm okay with being like,
I
Malika
found the
get on
link. I
my
put it in there.
nerves, but that paperwork
I'm
be
part of the
working.
cult.
Fire.
Okay. Malika wants me to read. At least I pointed you out exactly, right? What to read. People usually come back and say that even though it might seem like we scolded their hand or we might have scolded one of their documents and they were in their feelings about the fact that we tore one of their documents up. When it yields remedy, they come back most of the times. And I appreciate that. So gratitude for sharing, Tice. And especially about getting with Hassan and how he has and what he has provided has helped your situation. You will absolutely avoid getting finessed, guys. Get with us or not, because we're not gonna twist your arm in order to get with us. But when you do, be prepared to put in that work and to be transformed, not just learn some trick like a dog or a monkey. It's not about just learning tricks. Some people, that's what y'all want. If you just want to learn how to trick to get out a traffic ticket, this is not the cult for you. Find a different cult that vibes with that type of culture. This cult over here, we read, we comprehend, we ask questions.
We win strategies.
Yes, and we plot on strategies. We read the court rules. We read the rules of procedure. We love the rule of evidence. right, guys? Okay, we love the process because we realize that comprehension of the process and them words that are defined in those processes, that's where the wins come. And that's why we're able to post the receipts that we have been posting and will be posting, because of course more to come. So gratitude so much for everyone who has participated in today's call, whether it was just liking, whether it was commenting in the comments written, whether it was sharing your story live in voice. I hope you learned something, and I hope it causes you to come back and perhaps bring another friend-in-law to enjoy. So until next time, guys, peace,
Word, peace.
love,
Peace,
and
wholeness.
heart.
Yay.
Mwah, mwah, mwah,
God
mwah,
bless
mwah, mwah,
everybody.
mwah.